Have you ever looked at someone's life and thought, how the hell are they so lucky all the time? Like, they always get the job, the partner, the house, the dream. While the rest of us, we're just trying to survive Mondays. But what if I told you, it's not luck? It's not coincidence. It's something way bigger. Something invisible. And chances are, you've been using it against yourself without even realizing it. That's exactly what The Secret reveals. And no, it's not some fantasy feel-good nonsense. It's a shift. A brutal, honest look at how we're the architects of our own reality, and the tiny decisions, thoughts, and emotions we repeat daily are quite literally shaping our future. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Rhonda Byrne didn't just stumble onto this idea one afternoon sipping tea. She was at rock bottom. Her father had died suddenly, her relationships were crumbling, and stress had pretty much eaten her alive. Then her daughter handed her a 100-year-old book. It was obscure, old school, full of dust, and inside it was the spark that became The Secret. She dove deep into quantum physics, ancient philosophies, and teachings from Einstein to Emerson. She connected dots that most of us miss completely. She found this consistent message, whispered through history: our thoughts have a frequency, a real, measurable vibration. And here's the mind-blowing part. Whatever frequency you send out, the universe sends it right back. Like a boomerang. Think fear, lack, worry, and life mirrors it. Think abundance, love, confidence, and suddenly things shift. Not overnight, not magically, but undeniably. And you don't need to be a scientist to feel this. Ever had one of those days where everything goes wrong? You stub your toe, spill your coffee, get stuck in traffic, and you're like, what did I do to deserve this? Rhonda says, you didn't do anything. You thought it, you felt it, and then it multiplied. That's the secret, the law of attraction. Just like gravity, but for your thoughts. Now, I get it, this sounds kinda crazy at first. Like, if I just think about a Ferrari, it'll show up in my driveway? Not exactly. The universe isn't Amazon Prime. But, and here's where people get it wrong, what you focus on consistently, with emotion, with belief, starts to change how you act, how you see, and what you attract. She shares the story of John Assaraf, who years ago made a vision board, a literal collage of the life he wanted. Years later, as he was moving into a new home, his son pointed at a dusty old box. Inside, that same vision board. And on it, the exact house they had just moved into. Down to the trees, the balcony, the view. He didn't plan it consciously, but his mind had locked onto it. And every decision, every turn, every subconscious step moved him toward it. Coincidence? Maybe. But this book is filled with too many of those to ignore. And it's not just about houses and cars. It's about healing. Rhonda talks about people with terminal illnesses who used this secret to imagine themselves healthy, really imagine it, not just wish for it, and their bodies responded. She's not saying, think positive and skip the doctor. But she is saying that your mind and body are more connected than you've ever been told. Feel hopeless, and healing slows down. Feel empowered, and suddenly there's energy, resilience, change. But let me tell you something surprising. This isn't a passive process. You don't just sit on the couch thinking good thoughts and wait for the universe to deliver. You have to match your energy with action. Believe in a better life so deeply that you start behaving like it's already happening. You speak differently. You walk with purpose. You become magnetic. And this is where things get really interesting. The secret doesn't just change what you get. It changes who you become. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop complaining and start creating. Rhonda breaks down the difference between wanting something and truly believing it's yours. And that gap? That's where most people live their whole lives. Wanting, hoping, but doubting. And doubt is a deal breaker. It cancels the frequency. It tells the universe, never mind, I don't believe this will happen. And so it doesn't. Think about that for a second. How many times have you wished for something, but deep down felt unworthy of it? Like you secretly believed it was out of reach? That quiet disbelief, that's what's shaping your reality more than any goal ever could. But Rhonda doesn't just stop at mindset. She gives you tools, visualization, gratitude, affirmations, that are not just trendy buzzwords. They're frequency tuners. You want to feel wealthier? Be grateful for the money you do have. You want love? Start loving yourself like you already have it, not someday. Because the universe responds to energy, not calendars. There's a beautiful part in the book where she says, "You are the Michelangelo of your own life." And that sentence hit me. Because most of us are walking around waiting for life to sculpt us into something meaningful. But what if it's the other way around? What if we're holding the chisel, and every thought, every word, every choice is carving out our masterpiece? Now here's the twist most people miss. The secret isn't about getting more stuff. It's about remembering who you really are. Someone with the power to choose how you think, how you feel, how you respond. And when you reclaim that, the world bends in your favor. Not because it's magic, but because you've changed. It's like tuning into a new radio station. The music was always playing, you just weren't on the right frequency to hear it. And once you are, everything starts to make sense. That's when opportunities show up. That's when the right people walk into your life. That's when the struggle doesn't vanish, but it no longer defines you. Because you finally see that the power isn't out there, it's always been in you. And the craziest part? Once you start seeing this, once it clicks, it's impossible to unsee. You start noticing your thoughts like they're neon signs. You catch yourself before you spiral. You redirect your energy. And slowly, without even realizing it, you become someone who attracts peace, abundance, and maybe, just maybe, the life you once thought was impossible. Now, imagine waking up tomorrow with this quiet confidence, like the universe is actually on your side. You're not chasing things anymore, you're pulling them in. Not with desperation, not with force, but with certainty. That's the transformation Rhonda is really talking about. It's subtle at first. You don't suddenly win the lottery or get the perfect relationship overnight, but you start seeing signs. Little synchronicities. That phone call you were hoping for? It comes. That opportunity you thought was out of reach? Someone mentions it in passing. That feeling of being stuck? It lifts. Not because the world suddenly got easier, but because you changed the way you show up in it. And here's something most people miss. The secret doesn't promise life will never be hard. It just gives you a way to shift how you experience those hard times. You start asking better questions. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" you start wondering, "What is this trying to teach me?" And that changes everything. Because when you believe that life is responding to you, not punishing you, you take your power back. You stop reacting. You start choosing. Rhonda shares this idea over and over again. Your thoughts become things. But it's not just about thinking. It's about feeling. You have to feel the outcome you want as if it's already real. That's the hard part, right? Feeling rich when your bank account is empty. Feeling loved when you're alone. Feeling healthy when your body is tired. But that's where the power is. That's where most people give up, right before things start to shift. She calls it the test. Can you keep your energy aligned even when reality hasn't caught up yet? And honestly, that's where the real magic lies. When you feel it before you see it. When you trust it before you touch it. Because that trust, that emotion, is what turns a wish into a magnet. And once you master that, things start moving. You find yourself saying no to things that drain you. You notice people treating you differently. You laugh more. You breathe deeper. And you realize you're not just using the law of attraction. You are the law in motion. You are the current, the frequency, the signal. And maybe the biggest twist of all? The secret teaches you that you don't have to be perfect to attract good things. You just have to be intentional. The universe isn't grading your test paper. It's reflecting your energy. So yeah, you'll have bad days. You'll slip into old habits. But now you'll catch it. You'll shift faster. You'll know the cost of staying in a negative loop. And more importantly, you'll know how to get out of it. There's a moment toward the end of the book that really sticks with you. Rhonda writes, "You are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe." And it's true. You're broadcasting thoughts all the time, like radio waves. The question is, what are you sending out? Worry or trust? Lack or abundance? Resistance or flow? Because whatever it is, it's coming back. That's not punishment. That's alignment. So next time you catch yourself spiraling into fear or frustration, remember, you're not stuck. You're just out of tune. Change the frequency. Speak like it's already done. Smile like it's already yours. Act like it's already happening. And watch how the world responds. Not instantly, not always how you expect, but in ways that will leave you speechless. The dream job, the right partner, the peace you've been chasing, it's not hiding from you. It's just waiting for you to believe it's possible. And if nothing else, let this be the shift. What if the life you want is already trying to find you? All you have to do is stop blocking it with disbelief. Start inviting it in. With your thoughts. With your feelings. With your energy. That's the secret. And now, it's yours. Feel like you're meant for more, but don't know how to get there? You're not alone. Every success story starts with doubt and a spark. The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth isn't just a book. It's your roadmap to purpose, confidence, and success, built on real lessons from real millionaires. One reader said, "It didn't feel like a book. It felt like my future talking to me." Inside, you'll find the exact mindset and principles used by the world's most successful people. No fluff, just real, life-changing wisdom. Ready to take the first step? Get it 100% free. Just subscribe and comment "book" below.